Hey YouTube, what is going on? It is Jax here back to another video, and today we're just currently top 1000 in the world using this Mega Knight Ram Rider deck. I recently maxed it out. I finally got enough gold. I mean, I have a lot of gold from the 21 challenge, but I didn't have much gold before. So I maxed it out, started playing with it. I've been having quite a bit of fun with it, and I've been using it to untilt when I've tilted with P.E.K.K.A. And it's been going really well. So I just won 4 matches in a row right after I got home from school. And I'm just going to go over the replays. Hopefully you guys have some fun. This is going to be a bit of a chill video. I'm not going to do too much with this video. And I'm going to be going on a trip relatively soon, so there probably won't be an upload until later this week, maybe if not next week, if I don't have a good Wi-Fi signal while I'm gone. So, going to be trying to get to 8,000. I don't think I'm going to push for too high of a finish this season, but we'll see what happens. So, up against Gian Rossi 28, I definitely butchered that name, but I'm not Italian. So, he's from La Pecornere. And he's going to go for a Hog Rider first play. I go with a Ram Rider a bit delayed. I was not paying that close attention. Like, I was paying some attention, but, like, a bit late on the Ram Rider. So, Hog does get a hit, but he goes with the Tesla. So, a nice trade for us, 5 for 8, maybe 6 for 8, since I had to bleed a little bit for his Hog Rider. But he's just going to go for those minions at the bridge, which is a good play by him. I zap. The Bandit's not going to connect, but he thinks it will, so he plays some Spear Goblins, and I just go in for the Royal Ghost to kill the Spear Goblin. Zap was just to kill the minions too. They were one shot after the zap, so he couldn't really support them, and it worked out. So go for a High Inferno Dragon against the Valkyrie. I'd like to use High Inferno Dragon against like 4 elixir cards like Knight, not even 4 elixir, but like tankier units like Valkyrie, Knight. It's not like they're not really going to spend that much elixir unless they have like an Ewiz right up at the bridge to protect those units. So your Inferno Dragon can get some nice value and then counter push. We force out his Fireball there. Here I bleed because I don't want to play my Ram Rider. I know he's got Tesla, and I assumed he had one more DPS unit, which were the E-Barbs. I thought he might have Barbs, but he's going to have the E-Barbs. So he's going to go in for a Hog Rider. I go in for the Ram Rider. This time it's in time, but he's going to go for E-Barbs here. So he's going. I'm gonna let this Hog go because I wanted the Mega Knight on the E-Barbs. It'd be more important to save my Mega Knight. Unfortunately, I get split up by the Ram Rider, so I wait until the last second, play the Mega Knight, and we're gonna go ahead and counter those E-Barbs. But we're gonna take a bit of damage in the process, quite a bit actually, which is unfortunate. And I'm not really gonna be able to support this Mega Knight, so I thought I could Ewiz the minions. He plays them nicely though, and he goes in for the Valk. I end up not using the Ewiz at all. And so we're going to go with our Ghost to counter the Valkyrie. He's going to be really aggressive here and goes with a Fireball. And so I just go with an Ewiz. Ewiz does take a shot, but we stop that Valkyrie before taking any more damage. And we do have a decent little elixir lead here. He's going to go in for Spear Goblins to counter the Ewiz, which is perfectly fine by me. Nice trade for him. He's going to go in for arrows. So I go for a Bandit. We're just going to try and like make sure we establish some sort of defense on that lane. I go for a Ram Rider in the back in the other lane. He's going to go in for the minions. I just zap this, and my plan was really to let this die. I go for the Ewiz. Bandit dashes onto the Hog Rider, which is nice. Ewiz kills off the minions and the Hog Rider, and Ram Rider is going to snare all the Spear Goblins, means we're not going to take much damage. So he goes in for the High Valkyrie. Ewiz kills that Spear Goblin. I don't have to worry about it at all. And Inferno Dragon's going to do a good job. So I play my Ghost in the left lane so that he can't punish me when I go for a Mega Knight. And now I go for the Mega Knight, because if he E-Barbs into the Ghost, I can just Fireball that, and then he still has to counter this entire big counter push in the left. So I go in for a High Bandit, getting on this Tesla. Hopefully he's going to go for a Hog Rider. Inferno Dragon's killing that Hog Rider though, and the Mega Knight jumps onto the E-Barbs. Bandit's coming in. We go in for a Ram Rider, and he's a little bit late on the Fireball. He hits the Ram Rider but misses the Bandit. That's a huge connection for us. He's got no Tesla or Reset in hand. Ewiz is going to get on tower. Ram Rider also on tower. Ewiz connects, and we're in the big damage lead. He calls out good game. And at this point, I was like, okay, that push took a lot. That was a big push. I don't think I'm going to be able to set up anything that good again. So we're just going to try and hang on until the end. We go for a really, really bad zap, honestly. I don't even know what I was trying to do. I think I was trying to predict some Spear Goblins, but it does not work out. Bandit's actually going to dash onto the Tesla, which is really nice. We go for a Ram Rider. We're just going to stop this Hog Rider. He's not going to E-Barbs behind it yet. He's going to go for E-Barbs now, and I'm fine taking a Hog hit, but we don't even take it. Nice Ram Rider placement by me. He's going to go in for Valkyrie. I go in for a Mega Knight in the middle, so we're going to attract the Valkyrie and the E-Barbs and the Spear Goblins while having the Mega Knight jump onto the E-Barbs. And that was intentional. I got lucky that it worked out that well, but that was definitely what I was going for, to pull everything to the middle. And we do end up killing the minions as well with the Ewiz, getting some nice counter push. We go in for a Bandit. we have the Inferno Dragon here to counter this Hog Rider and the E-Barbs. I'm going to go for a late Mega Knight, and we do counter the E-Barbs. Hog Rider gets no damage, only the Fireball getting damage for him there, and we're looking good. We're still up 1200 damage. As long as I don't let anything connect, we should be fine. So I go for a really high E-Wiz, we go for the Ghost. We're going to try and actually break through here. I go in for a huge value Fireball that we hit the E-Barb, and we hit the Bandit, or not the Bandit, I play a Bandit. We do hit the E-Barbs and the Hog though, which is really nice for us. Bandit's going to go crazy. Inferno Dragon all the way in the back, which is going to be good for us. I believe I'm Mega Knight, and yeah, this is going to be fine. We're able to go for a low Ghost, and then I'm cycled to my Fireball, and so we can just Fireball us back, especially since I have strong side tower. We're looking really good here. Go for an E-Wiz right after the Fireball drops, and that's going to be a good game. He's going to get a bit of damage, but not enough, and we win by pretty handily. Kind of a swag zap, just to see if he was going to Spear Goblins. Maybe it could connect the Mega Knight, but we end up walking away with a solid victory for the first game. So that was a nice game right there. It's how you can play against like something off meta. I had no clue what that guy was playing. So as he revealed his cards, we were able to just adapt, and we eventually broke the push through when the opportunity was right and just kind of sat back and defended. And that's basically how you're going to be playing this deck. I'm not really connecting bandits and ghosts alone as much as I am in Packet Bird Spam. Like, it's not just a one card at a time hits the tower usually. Like, this is going to be a massive push, usually behind the Inferno Dragon. So if you guys want to be using the Inferno Dragon as like a push starter, so you can cycle it in the back. And then Mega Knight with anything they play into it, or you can just like use it and have it go crazy and get on the tower and use your just Mega Knight to tank and everything. It really depends. So this guy's gonna go absolutely mind-numbingly aggressive right off the bat. So Ram Rider's stunning that and the Baby Dragon, which is great. He's going to go in for a Skeleton Army on top of the Ram Rider as soon as he can. Counter the Balloon for only death damage. Baby Dragon putting in some work, but not enough. We can go for a Ghost to protect. And I knew he was going to Lumberjack here, because this isn't too much. Lumberjack can definitely deal with all that, but it can't deal with the Bandit on top of it. Inferno Dragon's going to town, being targeted by the tower, which is great, because now our Ghost and Bandit are high HP. We get everything to the tower. He's going to only NATO the Ghost, and I'm just going to zap this tower. I want to ensure that I take it, and we don't unfortunately take it, but 16 HP is only a zap. Nothing big. We definitely have that tower on lock. A zap can easily be played whenever I need it to take that tower. Very great start to the game, and that, my friends, is why you don't try and go aggressive right off the bat, especially into the perfect counter for both of the cards you're going aggressive with. I don't understand what possessed him to think that I was just going to let him freeze. Like, that was a really obvious play. So he goes in for the bowler. I don't want to Mega Knight because he's just going to play an Inferno Dragon, so I wait a little bit, bleed on purpose, and then we're going to go ahead and play our Inferno Dragon to hopefully counter his bowler. So my plan here is to just Fireball any support troops, let my Inferno Dragon kill the bowler, and then deal with whatever else happens after. Like, I don't really have a plan. We just don't want our Inferno Dragon to not kill this bowler. So Fireball is going to come in, and we're able to go ahead and kill this Baby Dragon. Not kill it, but we're able to get a lot of damage, and both of those units are now kiteable. I'm going to go for a Ram Rider off. We're going to kill both of those for no damage on tower, and Ram Rider's going to take that tower. I mean, not a great trade, but we can definitely take it. So we're going to go for an E-Wiz, and I thought this was out of freeze range, but it wasn't. The E-Wiz was not out of freeze range. So he goes in for a phrase, and he's definitely going to take this tower, but he nados the E-Wiz off as well. He did not need that, so we're able to go in, and I kind of zapped this Skarmy late. The Mega Knight kills it all. Everything is on tower, and that's going to be 2 towers down now. We just waited for him. He had to overcommit to take that tower. He had played honestly not very good there. That was a horrible push by him, and I mean, he took the tower, but he didn't need the tornado. Like, that tornado was highly questionable. So I cycle my Inferno Dragon, unfortunately, right as the bowler comes in. I go for the E-Wiz, and unfortunately my Fireball knocks the balloon towards the tower, but thanks to a zap here and him missing the E-Wiz, we're able to go ahead and save the tower. We take 1 hit and some bowler damage, but nothing that is going to take the tower. So 800 HP, perfectly, I can definitely defend it. He's going to go in. That was a really bad play. This guy made a lot of really questionable plays. I just go in for Mega Knight, protect this tower. We have the Ghost and the Bandit doing a ton of damage. He's got to go ahead and play his Baby Dragon, and that's going to be the game. Raged Inferno Dragon melting through the Mega Knight, but not through my tower, and that's how we like it to be, at least in this situation. So going to be a nice win against Lumberloon. Lumberloon, I think, is an okay matchup. You just have to play super well, managing their support troops, and definitely do a lot of opposite lane pressure should you not take a tower right off the bat because your opponent is a bit too aggressive for his own good. So our next game here is against Vision MK. So I thought this guy was playing Mega Knight because his name is MK, which is usually how you like abbreviate Mega Knight. So you'll see, like, a lot of this time with the deck, I'm taking a tower through one push. I'm not chipping away over time. It's one push breaking through. Like in the Hog Rider game, and that game, like one push took each tower. You'll see in this game and in the next game. Basically, every game, one push, one tower. That's how it's going to be, or at least most of your damage. Like you're going to probably not get too much damage without taking the tower in one push. So he's going to go in for an Archer Queen, and my Inferno Dragon is pretty healthy. So Fireball the Archer Queen, he's low on elixir. We do have the Inferno Dragon. He's going to have to spend something. So if I was a bit faster, I wasn't willing to give up the Ewas because at this point I realized it was Graveyard, and I didn't want him to just get a nice Ewas off, or a night, like I didn't want him to just go Graveyard off of whatever he plays to counter the Ewas and screw me, because Ewas is one of my best Graveyard counters. So I know he wants to activate his King Tower. Every Graveyard player and basically every Tornado player wants to activate the King Tower. Luckily the Ghost kind of hesitates a little bit, so we're able to go for a Zap, and that kills a Barbell, but the Ghost hesitates again, and we get no damage, and we're down a bit of elixir. I call oops. I thought that was actually going to break through, but it does not, and we're down now a bit of elixir against Archer Queen Graveyard. That could be a really bad situation, because my Archer Queen, his Archer Queen is already going to be difficult enough to kill. So he goes for an Archer Queen in the back, and so I just wait until 10. I want to battle this Archer Queen as close to my tower as I can so that I can use her, the tower, to help out in killing the Archer Queen. And so he's going to go in for a Baby Dragon. And so I know I can just Inferno Dragon the back, and then he has to use the ability to kill the Bandit, or else it's going to kill the Archer Queen. But if he uses the ability to kill the Bandit, then he doesn't have it for her tower, and so our Royal Ghost is able to kill it, stay alive, get that nice value, and he's going to have to Valkyrie straight into the Inferno Dragon. That is not a trade you like to see if you're this guy. Inferno Dragon is just such a good card versus Graveyard. It just melts through everything. So you go for the Mega Knight in the back. He's going to pre-place a cage, and Inferno Dragon, add one more name to that tally of the kill count right there. We're going to get the Goblin Brawler. Not the Goblin Brawler. We're going to get the Goblin Cage, which is great, though, because we now can go ahead and just immediately assassinate this Brawler, and he has no way to counter the Ram Rider. So I go for the Mega Knight. I'm going to go ahead and fireball this Archer Queen. Mega Knight does jump on tower, which is pretty good. I zap the Archer Queen to help the Ram Rider out. I hit the King Tower, but it's okay. The Ram Rider is going to recharge while he's too low on elixir to counter her. That's within fireball range, and our towers are still perfectly healthy up to this point. So he's going to go in for a Valkyrie. Baby Dragon is unfortunately going to knock off our perfect game, but he's going to go in for a Barbell Graveyard, and that's just going nowhere. So I don't play my Ewas knowing he's going to Fireball. I just go for the Mega Knight, because even if he takes the tower or gets damage, I want him to have to worry about my counter push. So he's going to nail the Inferno Dragon off. I thought he'd given up, but he hasn't, so I just Fireball the Baby Dragon into my Ewas. We're going to have a nice solid push coming at him. If there wasn't 10 seconds left and he had no way of winning the game, he got 700 damage. So that's going to be the game. He lets it go at this point, and we take a win there against Graveyard. I think that's a pretty good matchup for this deck. This deck definitely has quite a few good matchups. I've been having a lot of fun with it, especially versus Graveyard. And so our last matchup here is, I think this is the most difficult match that I faced with this deck in my push today. Going up against Goblin Drill with the Wall Breakers. So this is a pretty tough matchup, I would say. It's really difficult to break through the Tesla Valkyrie combo, especially if they use Skarmy to distract your Inferno Dragon. But Inferno Dragon is going to be really helpful in breaking through. So go for an Ewas. I was not paying attention, as you can see. I kind of looked at my phone, hit the Bandit, and then saw the Wall Breakers and was like, oh crap, I gotta play my Ewas. And I was a little bit too late. He goes for the Skeleton Army. I just zap it, and then he goes for the Fire Spirit in front. I was worried about him Goblin Drilling, but thankfully he doesn't do that. So we are going to go for the Bandit just to counter that, just to counter the Bomber, and he's going to go for the Valkyrie. So I'm going to go again for the Inferno Dragon up high, and he's going to go for Wall Breakers behind, and so I go for my Ghost. Unfortunately, he Ghost whiffs on the Valkyrie. We do kill one Wall Breaker, but one does connect, where it really didn't need to. Oh, shoot. Looks like my gameplay is lagging. Sorry about that. I don't know why, but my screen recorder has been kind of laggy. So it's actually not my phone this time. My phone's actually been pretty good. I apologize for the laggy screen recorder. We'll try and get it fixed soon. So we go in for the Ram Rider, and he's going to play the Tesla. And I honestly thought that I would be able to break through with this Ram Rider. Unfortunately, she doesn't. He's going to go in for the Drill Wall Breakers. I wait for the Mega Knight to get as much value as I can, and we do end up actually killing this thanks to the Wall Breaker hanging on, and he's actually quite low on elixir. We have the whole Mega Knight, and we're even on elixir, which is really nice if a Valkyrie wasn't able to counter it, and I wasn't able to support. So he goes in for the Valkyrie, And Valkyrie's going to go ahead and take that Mega Knight, which is good for him, but honestly, it's okay for me too, because now I can use my bird spam troops to start trying to break through a little bit, at least apply some pressure to him. So I go for a high bandit. I didn't want to play her in the back, just in case he wanted to support, so we just dash her onto the Valkyrie, and going to kill the Valkyrie. He's going to play the Skeleton Army, which is fine by me, because now we can play our Royal Ghost, and that's going to go ahead and just eliminate that Skeleton Army for not too much trouble. Looking good at the moment. So he's going to go for a bomber to kite. I thought about Ram Ridering, but he just has Tesla. It'd be an easy defense. So I go and cycle the Inferno Dragon. He's going to go for the wall breakers, and I'm going to Ewas these wall breakers, and now we have a decent counter push. He doesn't have Valkyrie yet, but he's only one card away, and he has a Fire Spirit. So he's going to go for the high Tesla. We do actually get some nice damage on the Tesla, and now I'm going to Mega Knight the back, knowing that he just spent a lot of elixir to counter that, and he still has to deal with the Inferno Dragon, even if it's just with like a Fire Spirit. It's still a bit of elixir, and as you can see, he's got to set up for the defense. So the way to break through this matchup is to get a lot of Fireball value, especially on top of the Tesla. So I'm good with those wall breakers because it means opposite lane pressure for me. And so I go ahead and take this Fireball, massive value on top of the Tesla and the Valkyrie. I zap one skeleton, tried to kill the Tesla before it could do anything. Ram Rider's going to go ahead and start snaring that bomber, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to break through. Goblin Drill on defense, really solid. And the Ghost isn't even going to kill the bomber, which means I have to be wary of support. So he goes in for just lone wall breakers at the bridge because he doesn't have a drill, which is at least good for me. Bandit's going to counter that, add to our counter push, kill the bomber, force out a Skarmy in front of this Tesla. And we are looking pretty dang good, but I'm not going to support this push because I don't want my zap. Actually, I am, but like I don't expect this push to be the one that breaks me through. I just want this push to force out a lot of elixir and responses from him. So Ram Rider's still alive. Mega Knight is also still alive. He's going to force out something. So he's going to go for wall breakers, and the wall breaker is going to the other lane. I'm perfectly fine. Pre-place our Ghost to catch the Goblin Drill. Ghost is going to fully counter that, and we can go for the Mega Knight again because we're already up some elixir, and the Ghost is going to force out more. That's a recurring theme with this deck. If you are up elixir and double, you can Mega Knight the back, start up a big push, and it's really easy to tell if you're up elixir because if you just defended and you have a counter pushing troop, you're probably going to be up elixir. So gonna go ahead and just fireball this Valkyrie. I tried to hit the Tesla, but unfortunately he played a nice bomber and it didn't wake up. He gets to go for another Tesla, and the Mega Knight's gonna jump onto the tower, which is phenomenal. I just go ahead and zap. We're trying to get the damage lead, and unfortunately we don't get too much damage. He's only within 300 damage, which is really easy for a Goblin Drill player to catch up. So I go for my Ghost in the back, kind of a poorly timed Ghost. I didn't see the Goblin Drill. We're just gonna let this Goblin Drill do its thing, which is going to be a lot of damage, but our Ghost is going to do a nice job cleaning up, and now we're down 500 damage, but again, we have a nice elixir lead. So, going to go for the Inferno Dragon, want to get through this Valkyrie as soon as possible. Ram Rider in the back to split up his defense. Actually, I take the Fireball first, go for a Bandit, and then I go for a Zap, and so now we can go in for another Mega Knight, because the Inferno Dragon is going to clean up his second Valkyrie here. So this isn't too worrisome, especially over there, because I have the Ghost. So Wall Breakers are going to come in, but they're not going to kite my Mega Knight. Mega Knight's going to jump, Inferno Dragon and everything on the tower. I counter the Wall Breakers. I should have probably kept supporting. Mega Knight comes in, we do get all the way through that Tesla, Ram Rider charges, and that's the game. So that's going to be all the replays I have for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed this Mega Knight video, not the normal P.E.K.K.A that I upload, but I'm starting to max out more of my cards after this new update. So I'll try and do some more of deck variations, especially early season. After this, probably only expect a top ladder P.E.K.K.A video near the end of the season. Probably replays as well, just because I don't like to play live near the end of the season, because you saw all the lag going on. I don't want to have that during a game. But like I said, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to drop a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It helps push it to the algorithm. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.